Greetings, beloveds. Let's take a look at two factors why you are allowed to chase stocks and cryptos from time to time from a swing trade perspective. So, this is for those of you who trade in the traditional swing trade, holding for stocks for days, weeks, and months. So let's take a look here. There's two stocks we're going to be highlighting. Again, two reasons, two stocks. So let's take a look here. Would you buy this stock here on this day when it was up 11% and closing right there at a 52-week high? How about this example? Would you buy this stock right here at the close, let's say, or during this day, any time during this day when it broke out? Would you buy it? Would you chase it? Keep in mind the stock closed higher for the day, up 35%, closing at an all-time high at about 420. Again, another 35% gain for one day. Would you buy it right there? That's the question. So I'll give you two reasons why you should be able to chase stocks and two reasons that can help you decide whether to chase stocks or not to chase stocks. All right. Reason number one is very simple. The stock should meet the minimum requirements. And I'll discuss the minimum requirements here in a little bit. But I think number one is more important than number two in terms of whether you should chase or not to chase. So I posed the question, would you buy this breakout? That's a huge question. Would you chase it after it closed at a fresh 52-week high, up 11%, 12% for the day? By the way, this is June 9th of 2020. So June 9th, 2020, on the same day, that's June 9th, 2020, when the stock cleared this $5.97, the stock was trading at 6.54. But why chase it? Well, let me show you. Number one, not the reason, but a side note here, we had 2 days of rest before the actual breakout. So that's also an important understanding of technicals. So let me zoom in here. This is a 1-year daily. And now we have a 3 months daily chart. You can see we had closed here at 5.97. We settled for 2 days below that 5.97 close. So there's your minimum rest period of 2 days. And so when the stock exploded, I knew that I needed to alert my paid clients. So that breakout there, based on that, was important. But the main reason for the breakout alert is as follows. So it met the minimum requirements from my breakout method, which I call the ultimate Muadhi breakout. So this is the same day, June 9th of 2020. This is what the monthly chart looked like and why it was of interest. So number one, we can see that we're already chasing it based on the monthly breakout because there was a prior monthly closing high here. We had already broken out. In fact, we were up about 67 for the month and we are buying it somewhere here at about 650, 640. But the minimum requirements, this is very important. This is number one. Reason number one, the stock met the minimum requirements. You can see here on the monthly, the RSI was already trading at a fresh 3-year high. In this case, all-time highs. Take a look at your MACDs, or MACDs were breaking out to 3-year highs. In this case, all-time highs. So this met the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muadhi breakout. Links for that method are going to be in the description. So it met the minimum requirements. That's number one. Very, very important. In fact, if you take a look at the weekly on the same day, you can see here June 9th, 2020. Again, take a look at your RSI. Your RSI is moving above that magic number I talked about in the last video of 69.1. It's moving above this number for the first time ever. That's a check mark in my book. And then also notice what your MACDs are doing at the time. The MACDs were also doing something different. They had gone into new territories. So this in itself was a telltale sign that we need to pay attention, that this instrument could take off. And then there was reason number two, but I'll come back to that here in a little bit. So the stock met all the minimum requirements we look for a powerful move. So believe it or not, June 9th is right here. Let me see whether I can get it correctly. June 9th, right here. There's June 9th. This is before the stock would blast off and within a couple of months was up 1,000%. So in some situations, you can chase. And I just showed you reason number one. So the second stock, SMCI, would you have bought it here? Well, that would have looked very stupid, very risky because the stock is way extended, up for the day, up 36%, 35%. But take note of what the monthly charts were looking like. But before we take a look at the monthly charts, I had given a breakout alert on this day right here. The stock had gone higher, come back about 7%. So it was a little bit above our 8% threshold. But let's even say that you missed that breakout. The question I'm asking is for those who are watching it and it had gapped up here, closing very high for the day, would you have considered any institution that was buying the stock towards the close here as being very stupid and dumb? Well, if you take a look at this January 19th chart, and let's go to the monthly, what you see here is this is the monthly, this is January. So the stock closed right there at 420-ish, right there. That was a close before it could explode another almost 3x, almost 2.5x return in about 3 months. And you can see why I knew it was going to be an explosive run. Why? Because take a look at the breakout is coming. So I'd given a breakout alert here at the beginning of the month. So let me get the chart. So I'd given a breakout alert here, I think on the 9th of January. So yeah, I'd given a breakout alert here for clients, and this is January 9th. And you can see my comments here on that day, January 9th, because this stock had been a big winner for us. Big winner in 2023 anyway. So we were familiar with the stock ever since it moved above $90. Now remember, we haven't looked at reason number 2. So stay tuned for reason number 2, why you can chase. But in this particular instant, you could have chased when the stock was closing here at 420, right there. Why? Because take a look at your RSI. This RSI is absolutely screaming power. It has been above 69.1 for many months, and take a look at how this is powerful. The higher, the better, in my opinion. The higher the RSI, the more powerful the move. Now take a look at your MACDs. Your MACDs are also moving here and breaking out. MACDs are breaking out, and they are moving to 3-year highs in this case, breaking out to all-time highs. That's your second reason right there. Why this was, not your second reason, but that was the reason number 1, why you could have chased the stock. And of course, this is a desired 3 times your money move from here to here in 3 months. Yep. And all of us can do that 2.5x return in 3 months, right? So number 1 reason, minimum requirements have to be met. And those minimum requirements is what I call the ultimate one, the breakout. Now reason number 2. Now here is reason number 2. Reason number 2 is the general market has to be on a strong uptrend. Take a look here, June 9th for NIO. This is where NIO had closed. Take a look at where the S&P 500 had closed. That is 2020 in June. Take a look. This had been off the lows of 2020. We call it a crash period here. The market had recovered and was trading here at a new high, multi-month daily closing high. So reason number 2 has to be the general market. Take a look at SMCI. On this day, right here, when this was very scary to chase, take a look at where your S&P 500 had closed for the day. And you can see here S&P 500 for the day had closed at a fresh all-time high, fresh 52-week high on that same day. So reason number 2, the market has to confirm the reason and the bias for chasing. I am Eric with Mother.com. I leave you as I found you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.